Yo, we back. It's been a minute since I made one of these videos, and I just wanted to record myself just speaking about things, you know, some things that's been going on. If you notice in the new car, you know, it's a nice piece, but it wastes a lot of gas. But it gets me from point A to point B, you know, as needed. So I was building a basketball team out here at the college, and I had to leave the team. I was the captain of the team, and I have been organizing everything, and I've been, you know, like building chemistry with them and all types of stuff. But you know, the season came through. The first day of the season came through, which was today, and nobody could show up, you know, because people's schedules were just not aligning. People had to be elsewhere. They couldn't be at the gym, whatever it may be. And I had to, you know, I realized that I came all the way out here and I did all of this, you know, in the hopes of wanting to play, you know. And when they didn't come through, I realized, like, bro, like, I'm not gonna, you know, if they don't come through, we're gonna end up forfeiting the first game. And I could always, it's kind of just like one of those things that you could just tell in the future it's not gonna align that way, you know, like everyone's probably still not gonna be able to come through. And so I had to just drop the team, bro. I dropped the team, I left. You know, I didn't tell anybody, of course not until, of course I told them, but just not in the moment. I left and I went to go join another team as like the sixth man almost. And it was interesting because it felt like, you know, it felt weird doing it, but now I'm not saying that I regret it. I'm just realizing now that it comes, you know, making decisions like that. I'm a person that makes big decisions without really thinking too much. And I do that because it makes the decision easier. You know, when it comes to big decisions, I'm like, I'd rather just not plan. And by not planning and by not thinking about the consequences, then it makes it easier for me to make the decision, you know, instead of, I feel like that's a better alternative than not making a decision. Fuck, it's so hot. I've been in the sun all day, bro. Florida's crazy. And yeah, and so we played a couple games. And I took, you know, I went from being like the captain and being the person that mainly had the ball to, like I said, the sixth man. Barely got any minutes. You know, we won, we lost. There wasn't, of course, like the same team chemistry that had been built beforehand with the other team wasn't there. Naturally, I'm gonna close this door because it's so hot. And you know, it felt good that I got to play, but you know, so yeah, that's one thing. And another thing is I want to talk about this girl that I've been talking with and developing a relationship with. I've known her for a pretty long time now, and we've grown in good and bad ways, you know. And I like her a lot. I would almost go as far to say that I love her. but you know how that go. So right now the relationship is in a state of like, I would absolutely love to talk with her and be with her and be around her all the time and just be in a pool of her love, but there's a circumstance that is preventing us from doing that, and I have to be the one to set the boundary, because if I cross that line, then I know that I'm gonna get hurt, and I know that inevitably I'm gonna be the one that suffers because of that circumstance. So it's just in a state of being right now. You know, I acknowledge that I like this woman a lot, but I just can't, it just, it needs time to develop. You know, it's like a seed that's in, you know, it's like a sapling right now. The relationship is in the sapling form, and it needs to, I want it for it to be an enormous tree of life, you know, but it's not at that point right now. So I just need to give it time and care and compassion, and I won't say that inevitably, well, you know what, nah, everything is just gonna go the way that it needs to go, you know, and I'm sure of that. It's too hot, bro. It's too hot. But that's it, man. I'm out of here.